In this lesson, we'll take a look at using fiber mesh. So fiber mesh is a way to get some sort of fur or hair or grass into your scene. So let's go ahead and just choose this guy. And I'm just going to mask off an area on his head. So let's just mask off an area kind of right up here. And then we'll turn on fiber mesh. So you can see there's an area here, fiber mesh. Let's go to preview and we can see it kind of loaded up here. Now this is kind of the preview of what the fiber mesh will look like. So let's open up the modifiers. So the first thing that I want to do is I'm going to turn down gravity a bit. So it'll sort of stick a little bit more straight up. I also want to decrease the maximum fibers. And so the maximum fibers, decreasing that will just give us a hair that's not quite so full. Okay. We can also change the length. So if we want something that is really long, we could change the length there or shorter. And then you have variation as well. So you don't want all the fibers to be the same length. So you put some variation in there so that some are longer and some are shorter. We can also choose to modulate by the masking or by the area. So if we turn off by masking or increase it, you can see it's focused just on the mask area. And if we do by area, then that's going to influence the size based on the polygons. Let's turn that off. Now you can see those fibers get really, really long. So we want to reduce that length. And depending on the hairstyle that you want to give him, you could add back in some gravity. We could also take the coverage amount down. So that would give us sort of a little bit more space. It would make these not cover quite so much. You could also, if you want to view this as it's going to look, you can hit this BPR button. And we'll talk more about this in the next lesson, but that gives you kind of a look at how that's going to appear. So once we've got the basic fibers, we can go ahead and accept that. We'll say yes, we'll activate fast preview. And it's going to save that as a subtool. So now we'll go to this fiber subtool and we can use the grooming brushes to groom this. And so let's come in here and you can see all these grooming brushes here. You just grab this groom brush and we can come in and sort of groom our hair. You can see those hairs move as I sort of comb it. There's a lot of different kinds of grooming brushes. The turbulence will kind of add some noise to it. So if they're all really nice and straight, turbulence will kind of break them up a little bit. We can also start to clump them together. So right over here, groom clumps. So kind of see it's kind of clumping that hair together. And so that'll make it look a little bit more natural as well. If we sort of clump it up. And so you can go through and use all these grooming brushes to create the groom that you want. You can twist them, you can make spikes, lengthen the hair out. Hair toss is really cool. You can kind of come in and kind of add some directionality to this. You come in on the sides here and bow it out a little bit. Okay, in addition to that, we can also paint our hair. So let's grab a kind of a hair-based material. We'll get this hair one and let's just fill it. I'm going to make it kind of dark orange. Let's go ahead and fill that. But now we can go in and actually paint our hair. So we've got different grooming brushes that will actually color. So for instance, we could color just the tip of the hair, get kind of a light and give them a kind of frosted look here. And as we go through and paint this, it's only painting the tips. And then we could sort of darken things up by going in and we could paint, we've got color root and color mid. So we could come in here and let's increase this. Come in here and color the mid point of those. Or the root you could do as well. And probably not quite that dark. But you do have the ability to come in and create color variations. And you can always go in and kind of render it and see what it's going to look like. And again, that was grown out of the masked area on our model. So anywhere you could go in and mask off an area for the eyebrows if you wanted to. And you could give this guy a completely different hairdo. Remember, just create your mask and then go into Fiber Mesh, turn on the preview. Once you're ready, you've got just the basics. Go ahead and apply it, and then you can use the groom brushes to go in and modify the shape of it. So that's the basics of using Fiber Mesh. That works with hair and fur, but also things like grass and foliage you can create with Fiber Mesh. So next, let's take a quick look at lighting and rendering in ZBrush.